So, in the past, we tend to get guests who were from the continents of Europe or America, but I really want to make sure that we feature more guests from all over the world. So, today I've invited Teddy Nee, who is from Indonesia, to join us on the show. Welcome to our show, Teddy.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Can you give our listeners a quick self-introduction?
Yeah, so my name is Teddy, but on the internet I use the name Teddy Nee because my official name is just a one-word name. It's very common in Indonesia to have a one-word name, but just to distinguish myself with the other Teddy, I just add my romanization of Chinese surname, which is Nee. And I come from Indonesia, from Medan City. Medan City is the third largest city in Indonesia. It's located near Singapore and Malaysia.
And how long have you lived in Taiwan, Teddy?
I came here in 2008, so until 2022, it's almost 14 years I've been living here.
Wow, that's a long time.
A long time.
So, Teddy, what brought you to Taiwan?
I first came here to study in the university. So after studying for 4 years, I got scholarship to study a bachelor's degree. And then after that, I searched for other scholarship and I got another one for studying master's. And after graduation, I got a job, so I stayed.
That's awesome. What did you study in college?
I studied applied computing.
Oh, wow.
And then business, MBA.
That's awesome. So was it hard for you to get a job right after college in Taiwan?
Well, yes and no. It's not hard compared with few years before my graduation. I think I was lucky because by the time I graduated, the laws has changed. Prior to that, foreigners that want to stay here need to have 2 years of working experience in any countries outside Taiwan. But after my graduation, that laws has changed. So basically, any foreigners can apply for the work visa here despite not having the work experience in other countries.
Did you have any internships while you're in school here in Taiwan?
No, because it's not compulsory to have internships. So I didn't bother myself looking for
Got it. Oh, I'm sure school kept you pretty busy, no?
Yeah, lots of assignments.
What school was it?
The first one is Mingchuan大学. Yeah, and then the second one is Beiketa. It's National Taipei University of Technology.
Oh, wow. You're very smart, Teddy. Well, I myself never been to Indonesia, but I would love to go visit one day. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about Indonesia, just in case some people might not know too much about your home country?
Yeah, sure. Indonesia is really big and complex country. I didn't realize its complexity until I'm here in Taiwan and I needed to explain to people. Because I also joined some of these cultural exchanges, so I got the chance to present about Indonesia. Indonesia is the fourth most populous country in the world. It has hundreds of thousands of ethnicities. That means it has various languages, cultures. In Medan itself, there are at least 8 ethnic groups that represent diverse cultures and languages.
Wow.
Yeah, it's big, very complex.
How about religion? There's a diverse religion practice in Indonesia as well, right?
Yes. Well, most people know that most of Indonesians are Muslim. Yeah, that's true because Indonesia has the most Muslim in the world.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, but most people don't know that Indonesia has 6 official religions.
Okay, what are they?
So first is Islam, and then the Christianity, and then the Catholicism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism.
We got all 6, right?
Yeah. So like me, I'm the Buddhist.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's like this because these religions are regulated in the laws. So usually if a person is born into a family of a certain religion, that person tend to follow that religion. So like me, I'm born into a Buddhist family, so my religion is Buddhism.
Okay.
It's also written in the ID card.
Oh, really? It's written on your ID card. Wow.
Yes.
I did not know that. And then how about in school? Do they teach anything about religion when you were going to school in Indonesia?
I went to private school and we had religious studies only the primary school here.
In Indonesia, you talked about how there's a lot of diversity in ethnicity.
Yeah.
So obviously there's lots of different languages being spoken.
Right.
What are some of the major languages that's spoken?
The official language is just Indonesian language. It's understood and used by everybody, studied by everybody at school.
Okay.
But regionally, there are many languages. So the one that has the most speaker is Javanese.
Japanese?
Java.
Oh, Javanese.
Yeah,
okay.
like the programming language, Java.
Got it.
Yeah, Javanese. Java is the name of an ethnic group. It's also the name of an island, Java Island. Yeah. And that's the most because the Javanese people are the most in Indonesia.
Cool.
Yeah.
In school, what languages do you guys learn and speak?
Indonesian, officially Indonesian. And because I went to private school, so I also studied Mandarin, English, and German.
Wow, German,
yeah.
Huh? Oh, that's really cool. I know that you learned Mandarin in school, but it's obviously really different when you learn stuff in school versus practice in real life. So was it really hard to adjust to everything when you first came to Taiwan?
Yeah, of course. I wasn't interested in Mandarin before, so I didn't study seriously. So yeah, and in the beginning it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard because I couldn't understand the conversation here. I couldn't understand the characters.
Yeah.
And it's very intimidating seeing all those characters because I didn't have idea if it's a symbol or if it means something.
Yeah. Actually, did you guys learn simplified or traditional Chinese writing in Indonesia?
Both. I learned both.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's so hard.
At school, we use textbooks from Singapore, so it's simplified Chinese.
Simplified, right?
Yeah, but my mom hired a private tutor and we use books from Taiwan.
Wow. That's really interesting.
So I learned both. Yeah.
I'm glad you came to Taiwan and you got to really practice your Mandarin in person. You know, Teddy, I know that Taiwan is known for being a very friendly country, but I feel like, and I'm really going to stress this, what I'm about to say doesn't really apply to everyone here. This has always been a topic that I wanted to address on our show. I feel like there is a stereotype that Taiwanese people have towards Southeastern Asians and think that they're all migrant workers, which is a very ignorant behavior. And I'm going to go as far as saying even sometimes in the government policies, there tend to be differential treatments towards migrant workers who are, you know, usually from Southeastern Asia countries. Did you experience that at all during your time in Taiwan?
When I was a student, I didn't experience so much the difference being a Southeast Asian foreigner in Taiwan. But after graduation, in Chinese, you call it 出社会.
Yes, 出社会, right?
出社会, right?
You're not a baby anymore.
It means that, right, yeah. It means that I started to get to know people from different backgrounds, not just students.
Right.
Yeah. At that time, I started to see the differences that Taiwan has. I can say 2 types of foreigners.
Yeah, because people usually say 外国人.
Right.
They think of like, you know, they say 美国人, right? They just lump everybody into 美国人, right?
The Westerners.
Not even Westerners, 美国人.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you have any particular bad experience with anybody, and how did you overcome that?
Bad experience, no. Because
no,
because Taiwanese are so kind. But there are some stereotypes. Like I get questioned very often. People asking me, "You are Indonesian, but why your skin color is different? Why you look like Taiwanese? Are you a Muslim?"
Yeah.
Some even didn't ask anything, just jump into conclusion. Oh, that's pork. You cannot eat because you're Indonesian.
Right. And you know, it's funny you say that. It's not so much that people are mean, you know, but like the word ignorance sometimes is from lack of understanding, right? And people make these assumptions. And so when people assume things about you, how do you usually approach that?
Well, in the beginning, I was angry because I was thinking that why do people think like this?
Yeah.
Why don't they try to understand? Why don't they try to learn? Because there are so many Indonesians, so many Southeast Asians here, and they live side by side. And for example, nearby almost every train station in Taiwan, there's Southeast Asian area, many shops, restaurants. So why don't the Taiwanese go there, try to learn? So in the beginning, I was angry, but after some time, I started to realize that although these different nationalities, people live side by side, they don't actually interact with each other. I mean, like they don't make friends with each other because they're busy working. Because I know that some of the factory workers, they work for so long
hours, right?
Yeah, long hours, and then Monday to Saturday.
Yeah.
So they've got no time to socialize with people from other countries.
Right.
They've got no time to learn Mandarin.
Yeah.
And also most of them come from from middle low income family, so their main goal is to earn money.
Right.
That's what they are doing. They just come here, work, earn money, send it back to the family, and life goes on like this all the time. Like, it's a cycle.
You told me about how once you get past your anger towards this situation, you started trying to communicate with people that didn't really understand you, right?
Yes.
Maybe people didn't know that there are so many different languages and religions practiced in Indonesia. And by people talking, that's a really good way to better understand one another, right?
Yes.
Teddy, you also love to learn new things, don't you?
Yeah, a lot.
What are you currently learning right now?
I'm just learning a little bit here, a little bit there. But I am seriously learning Cantonese and Hakka.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you also know how to speak Taiwanese?
Taiwanese, yes, because not perfect like the Taiwanese, because I speak Hokkien, Indonesian Hokkien.
福建话, right?
Yes, same origin with Taiwanese.
Actually, that sounds very similar to Taiwanese with a slight different accent and different ways of vocabulary for the same things, right?
Yes.
There's something in Fukienese.
Right. Japa boy.
Little bit different accent, right?
Right.
How do you guys greet each other?
In middle we say Hosebo.
Hosebo? Oh, really? What does that mean?
Jose means success.
Jose. Okay.
Hosebo.
Right, oh, that's interesting.
So I guess that's a slang.
Yeah. It's like, are you okay, right?
Are you okay, right?
Yeah.
Antoine.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, 好棒哦. My Taiwanese, if I don't practice very often, sometimes it gets kind of like 卡卡的. Teddy, I love your positive approach to life, because a lot of people will either get intimidated by other people's ignorance. Some people even choose the eye for an eye retaliation approach, which makes situations worse. So I really applaud you for staying positive and just taking the gentle approach to educate others about what they didn't know about, you know?
Yeah. There is this, one day I read the news about a Southeast Asian themed NGO, or Southeast Asian oriented NGO. And the first one in Taiwan is in Taoyuan, here in Taoyuan.
Taoyuan.
Yeah. So at that time I already started my full-time job. And because it's in Taoyuan and it looks interesting, so I go there. I went there to find out what they do, actually, about this Southeast Asian thing. So it's a Taiwanese NGO that always make activities about Southeast Asian cultures.
That's really cool.
They also open Southeast Asian language classes. They also have a library. They also have an activity center. Yeah, I first went there to borrow books. Oh yeah, they have books in all Southeast Asian languages.
Oh, that's really cool.
So I went there to borrow books in the beginning, and then after some times I got to know the owner, who is a Taiwanese. Yeah, and then he had an idea to collaborate with me to make online events, like making presentation about Indonesia or about Indonesian language. Yeah, and then it keeps continuing until today. So right now I have a Friday night language meetup there in their place.
And so who are the people who will sign up to join these seminars?
Yeah, most Taiwanese from various backgrounds. They are teachers, social workers.
Social workers.
People that work in the tourism industry, or people that want to do business in Indonesia, various backgrounds. I think this place is very good, this kind of NGO, because it serves as a bridge between the Taiwanese society and the Southeast Asian society.
For sure.
Right, yeah.
What's the name of the NGO in Mandarin?
The name in Mandarin is Wang Jian Shu Jian.
Ooh, okay.
Wang Jian is the 希望的望, and then Jian is 见面的见.
Oh, Wang Jian.
Yeah, Wang Jian Shu Jian.
Really quick, besides you teaching Indonesian language there, do they have other languages being taught as well?
Yes. Of course, depending on the availability of the teacher.
Right.
But they used to have Thai, Tagalog, Vietnamese.
That's really cool. And then does it cost money or no?
Yes, for the courses, yes.
Okay.
And for the events, usually Sunday events, there's the ticket fee.
Oh, that's really cool. I need to look into that. You know who I think will really benefit from this? If you have workers in your factory or in your home, why not try to learn their language as well, you know?
Yeah.
And I think communication goes both ways. You want them to come here to learn your culture, your language. You should try to understand and learn their culture and language a little bit too, right?
Yes.
You brought up a really good point in the beginning of the interview that you said you didn't realize how diverse Indonesia was until you came to Taiwan, right?
Yes.
I mean, we have the indigenous culture, we have Hakka, we have Taiwanese, we have lots of different types of Chinese, but it's not as diverse as a lot of the different countries.
Yes.
But I honestly believe that Taiwan will need to learn to evolve with time and accept that there will be more and more diversity on this island.
Yeah.
So I sincerely hope that by getting everyone to start talking about these types of issues, it will hopefully open eyes and ears for some people who might not be aware of the situation or people who might be doing it and not really aware of it themselves, you know? What do you like to do for fun outside of work here in Taiwan?
I like visiting places, tourist places, to take pictures.
Do you usually travel in Taiwan by train or by car? Like how do you usually get around?
Mostly by train.
Yeah, train's pretty easy to get around, especially on like a short weekend trip, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
What's your favorite spot that you visited in Taiwan?
What is that called? Yelio.
Yelio, yeah, it's beautiful out there, right?
Yeah, in Keelung. Beautiful, yeah.
Ooh, you have to send me some good photos of that you took in Yelio. I think it's actually been quite a while. Like, I don't remember when's the last time I went to Yelio. That's cool. What do you like about Yelio besides the cool rocks?
It's just very amazing to see the rocks that's formed naturally.
Yeah.
It looks like in other planet.
Yeah, it's so unreal, right? It looked like somebody actually carved them.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Right.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today's 我爱台湾朗 K 这个单元. And I love your energy and your constant desire to learn for yourself and from others. Thank you so much for taking your time on your weekend to chat to me, Teddy. I wasn't kidding when I said that this has been a topic I really wanted to talk about. And I'm glad you didn't really experiencing anything negative here, you know, living in Taiwan. And I truly think people are kind and genuine, you know? You grew up in a country where there's so much diversity.
Yeah.
People know how to embrace differences, right?
Yeah.
Because here in Taiwan, people...
Is there something new?
Yeah, 就是 they're curious, but at the same time, I think 有时候台湾人可能他们问的方式可能会让人家觉得
Yes.
You know? I think that's what it is. It's how you approach, right?
How do you call that?
什么？你说什么？
Is that, how do you call it in Chinese? Poker face?
对 But you know, like a lot of times when you approach somebody that might be a little bit standoffish at first, sometimes all it takes is a smile, right?
Yes.
And they soften up. They're so kind.
Yes.
And you're just like, what was that all about earlier? You know?
Yeah.
Teddy, thank you so much for coming on our show to talk about this sometimes considered taboo issue. Have a great weekend, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Teddy is definitely one of these guests that really surprised me. Right after our interview, he actually went above and beyond and sent me a whole bunch of interesting possible future guests to come on my show. Talk about taking initiatives. I even told him he should just be my show producer. Also, I want to tell you guys a little secret. Teddy mentioned that some Taiwanese people don't like to hang out near the neighborhoods or plazas all the Southeastern Asian migrant workers hang out. But I actually love going to these places since they're always very, very authentic Southeastern food places. And I especially love grocery shopping in these neighborhoods because there's just a lot of things you can't buy at the regular store. Every major city usually have one of these neighborhoods, so if you haven't been, definitely give it a try this weekend. You never know what goodies you might find. Maybe you'll even meet a new friend there.